Hi, this is Mike Brightman with Bright Ideas Consultants, the Google SketchUp Authorized Training Center. Welcome to Free SketchUp 101. This is the first step in mastering SketchUp Pro. We're going to cover all of the basics and all of the intricacies that make SketchUp such a fast and easy modeler. So first, we do want to download the Bright Ideas default template. So before we get started in SketchUp, let's head over to brightideasconsultants.com and then click on the Downloads link over there at the left underneath Information. Click on Downloads, and you can see here we have a couple of free files. We want to grab this BIC default template.skp. I'll click on that, and I'm going to save this to my desktop into my temp folder. I always add a temp folder to my desktop rather than dumping a bunch of files on the desktop. At least this keeps those kind of temporary files in one place. So anything that I'm saving into my temporary folder can be deleted at any time. If it's a file that I want to hold on to for a long time, I want to make sure to put that into my project files. Okay, so I'm going to download my BIC default template and save that to my desktop temp folder. Alright, so now this is downloaded, and we can go ahead and fire up SketchUp now. So I'll click on the SketchUp icon on my desktop, and we get this Welcome to SketchUp window. This is where there's a couple of different links to tutorials, tips and tricks. Also, you can add a license if you have it. And also, we can select a template. So right now, let's choose Architectural Design Feet and Inches, and then we'll click on Start Using SketchUp, but actually let's also uncheck Always Show on Startup. We really don't need to see this window opening every time that we open SketchUp. So we'll select our Architectural Design Feet and Inches, so you can see it's about 3 from the top. Architectural Design Feet and Inches, Start Using SketchUp. So this is going to launch SketchUp, and we've selected a template. So every time that we start a new file, we're going to see this template. So you can see that this particular template has a person in there, it has the grayish sky and the grayish ground, and this really isn't an ideal template for learning. So let's go to our window drop down and choose Preferences. If you're on a Mac, that's under SketchUp Preferences. And we'll go to our Browse button. Over here at the left hand side, we want to make sure we click on Template, and then we'll click on our Browse button. And I'm going to go to my desktop temp folder, and you can see that here I have my BIC default template that I saved from the website. So I'm going to highlight that and choose Open, and then there you can see it's selected in my template window here. So I can say OK on the PC. On the Mac, you just kind of close that window. So we'll say OK, and then nothing happened. So that's because we need to go to File, New, and start a new document, and now every single time that we start SketchUp, we're going to see the BIC default template. That stands for Bright Ideas Consultants Default Template. You can see one of the advantages of this template is that we have all of these extra utility scenes, and those have utility styles connected to them. And so the ideas behind creating these utility scenes are pretty advanced, and you'll eventually learn how to make those yourself and modify those, but right now these things can help you get started modeling fast. Now let's get our screen set up so that we're all looking at the same thing. We want to click on View, Toolbars, and make sure that you have your large tool set open, and also your Google toolbar and your Layers toolbar. These are the 3 toolbars that I keep open at all times. So you click on View, Toolbars, we'll have our large tool set checked on, Google toolbar checked on, and our Layers toolbar checked on. You can also click and drag these guys out and undock them. I prefer to keep all my toolbars docked at the top. We can also dock these at the side. So if I click and drag them over there, but we do get some weird stuff happening. This guy doesn't want to dock at the side. Alright, so let's get our toolbars docked again at the top, and I'll throw my layers down over at the bottom, top right corner, and have our Google toolbar up as well. Also, you notice that we have all of these dialog boxes set up here, and by default they should be showing. We want to make sure that we go to Window and choose Hide Dialogs. If your dialog boxes are not showing, then you can disregard this step, but you go to Window and choose Hide Dialogs, and we can turn those off. So now we have a nice clean screen. By default we're on the BI class tab, and so that's kind of ideal for training. And also this template has this clean white background, and we're in a direct top-down view, so we're ready to get into a little bit of beginner modeling in SketchUp. So please click on the link for part 2.